Hey yo, what up? Alex Bradley here, representing Swole Game Muscle Movement. Let's jump right into it. I've been absent for a little while. A lot of it had to do with just recently just trying to get my mind right and get my life right, and just analyzing things from a different perspective. And I just really been going through some things, mentally. Nothing that's like overbearing or nothing to the point where I'm struggling, but just needing to take a step back and just scale back and look at things from a different direction. So, have you all ever been in a situation where you're blessed beyond measure? I mean, financially, you're not hurting. You got a roof over your head. I mean, you're eating. You got all of your needs taken care of, but something is still missing. You just feel like you done got everything major accomplished that you need to have, but something still doesn't quite seem right. And I think that's kind of where I am right now. And I'm still trying to kind of dig myself out of this hole that I'm in. But I just got to keep that faith. I'm only human just like anybody else. So, of course, I go through things and I just try to deal with them in the best possible way. I got a letter yesterday from my cousin. He's in prison. He's doing a 20-year bid on some crazy stuff. But in the letter, he was basically saying, well, one thing that stood out the most in the letter is that he was saying that you got to take I out of the equation. You're always looking at I. I did this. I did that. I can do this. I. It's always I. And he said that he had to realize the same thing, that I cannot do anything without him. And by him, I mean God, Jehovah, whatever you want to refer to him as, our creator. Because we, as people, have to do things on his term and on his time. Until we can learn to get out of our own way, then we're going to continue to have problems, because we, as mankind, just mess up everything. We can't do anything without God. And I think that's kind of my downfall lately, is that I've been doing a lot of things positive, but I have not been as in touch as I should with my creator. And I think that has a lot to do with why things aren't necessarily going the best for me, especially mentally. Not saying I'm going to do anything drastic or crazy, because I'm thankful each and every day. I'm thankful for the people in my life and my living situations, because it could always be a whole lot worse, but it's not. He read me this quote. I'm going to try to locate it and see if I can read it to you. These words are very profound. It says, I have held many things in my hands, and I have lost them all. But the things that I have placed in God's hands, I still possess. Martin Luther King. Those was some of his words. And he also wrote the indention, the PS at the bottom, that says we have to place things in God's hands. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. We up here, we want to make our situation better, and we do. Faith without works is dead, correct. Works without faith, that's also dead. But it's balance, finding that balance between the natural, the spiritual, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of those things, and just drawing them all into being one thing. That's what we have to do. We have to give it to God, but at the same time, we got to do our part. And I think we, as mankind, we get one-sided. We want to do everything, but we don't have enough God. Or we try to wait for God to do everything, but we not doing our part. For what? I don't know. I mean, I know on this side, you know, we got to live our life the best way we can, but we got to give it to God, and we got to have that faith. I know I'm kind of rambling and I'm ranting, just more like an open vent. But that's where I've been. I've been trying to get it right. Trying to work out to get my physical in check. Trying to study more. Trying to meditate more. Trying to love more and pray more, relax more, so I could definitely come back and be the strongest version of myself that I could possibly be. Trying to love more with my family, because we're not promised tomorrow nor today. It's gonna work out. Everything is in due time. It's not our time, it's all on God's time. Sometimes it's just, we forget that. We lose track of that. We lose track of that because when things aren't happening our way or as fast as we want them to, we give up, or we lose faith, or we tend to blame, or we look at it like, well, is this a mass manipulation on the masses? Or we start losing faith in everything. Everything. Because it's not happening on our time. Or, if we don't do that, we tend to get what we pray for, but then we realize what we prayed for and what we wished and hoped for was not exactly what we wanted. So in return, God puts up that roadblock, or he shows us what it is that we was trying to get, and shows us that we probably should have never went for it in the first place. Yet we did. Yet we did because we was under the assumption that we could do things without God, or without consulting him, which turned out to be an epic failure. It goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. Just gotta consult God. I don't want to make this video too long, and I'll probably, make a part 2 to this video, or probably come back and just rant a little bit later. But I just needed to kind of get this off my chest. Anyways, getting tongue-tied. You know who it is. Alex Bradley, representing Swole Game Muscle Movement. We're in the house.